All right, we're coming up to somebody's house here. Whose house is it? We don't know, but we will find out. Open up. Open up.
Yo!
What's up?
What's up, man?
Hey.
You're watching Talking Timepieces with Tony.
Yeah? All right, let's check out your house.
Let's do it.
So this is a special episode of Talking Timepieces with Tony Cribs, since MTV don't have music anymore.
They don't.
So this is your kitchen area, huh?
The kitchen.
Nice, dude. It's a nice island. And then
There's me.
that's Lincoln right there.
Vanity room is what I call it.
And you were in a band that people know. Let's see what's... You said that has like 5 billion streams now?
Like right under 4. I'm
Okay.
like 3.8 or 9 now.
Cage the Elephant. Any people know that band? Let's see. We got, what's this? Come a little closer. Lincoln Parish. Awesome. So this is what do you call this room?
I call it my vanity room.
And that's your first guitar, right?
First guitar. And then #1 award.
Yeah, pretty sick. Then you have in here your Grammy, right?
Well, my nomination.
Your nomination. I know what those are. And toilet, Grammy. I love it.
Right where it should be.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. So let's keep going.
Yeah. Living room, obviously.
Yeah.
I live here. I work here. I do everything here.
Yeah, this is sick. Jim Morrison.
The man.
Bedroom. So this is where you do live. This is where I recorded vocals and guitar. And this is also, you got your beautiful piano there.
Yep.
Got
And
guitar.
Drums over here.
And you said this was the kit that was used on...
All the Cage records that I was a part of.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the first 3 was our producer's favorite kit. So
Cool.
I got it from Jared. We did a little trade for some guitar. I gave him a guitar and the amp. He gave me the kit.
Awesome.
So it was a good little deal.
Awesome. Cool. Let's move on. And these are...
And then downstairs is where all the magic happens, as they say.
Yeah, fuck the bedroom.
Yeah. None of that magic in this house.
So wait, before we, yeah, okay, so this is, you got some guitars in here. You got
Yeah, I got a couple.
You got,
Here.
got that little area there. We have the...
Yeah, there's an amp room over here, so I got all my amps. Try to keep everything to where it's plug in and play, just kind of move mic around.
Nice.
I love the little small weird guys.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
Oh yeah, man.
And that's like the go-to. Deluxe reverb.
Yep, gotta love it. For any of you, and this room here is where you've got more guitars, obviously.
Yeah, more guitars.
Bob Marley.
You gotta have Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
That's this is Isaac Brock from Modest Mouse.
Oh shit.
My buddy painted that.
Nice.
And then yeah, just another room to put people. Piano, CP70, organ cabinet.
Very cool. Got this whole thing dialed, man, you know? It's wired throughout the house, right?
Yeah, all throughout. We try to have it as, like I said, plug in and play is ready.
What goes on in here?
Usually we'll do like acoustics. It was originally supposed to be a vocal booth, but the ceiling ended up being a little
Too low?
Too low, so
Yeah.
we cut vocals upstairs now.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then Yeah, control room.
Control room. This is so sick.
And more guitars and things to play with. And
Look at that. That's cool. All right, so we're going to start our episode of Talking Timepieces with Tony with featured guest Lincoln Parish from the band Cage the Elephant.
I'm stoked.
Awesome, me too.
All right, you saw the house tour. You know who I'm hanging out with. Let's address the elephant in the room. Who am I talking to? My name's Tony Gamble, Talking Timepieces with Tony, and you are?
I'm Lincoln Parish.
Awesome, and we are having a drink and a chat. Dude,
Dude,
where are we
Cheers.
right now? Cheers.
we're in Nashville at the house, studio. Been recording some songs. It's been awesome getting to hang with you, and
Thanks.
just our whole thing, how we met, I think is so cool. And like,
Yeah.
just the whole story is.
Do you want to tell the story?
Yeah, so like, I just started watching your channel like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, maybe 2.
Uh-huh.
And like, you know, I mean, like I've said before, I kind of find a lot of the watch guys on YouTube kind of douchey. Just, I don't know how else to put
Yeah,
it, but
I
yeah.
gotcha.
And you just like, when I first saw your channel, I was like, this guy's super real. He's just a normal dude. Like, I was like, I feel like I could have a beer with this guy.
And that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
Cheers, man. I appreciate it, man. And so, besides that, what am I doing here?
So we've been recording, working on some music of yours, which is awesome. And that's how you had posted a video online of you playing a song, and I was like, dude, just come out and fucking record it, and let's just do it.
Yeah.
You know, and you were like, yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. You know, and I always said, you know, about the music industry. I've got my own issues with the industry, but this has been absolutely super fucking amazing. I'm so stoked to be here, and your house is obviously beautiful. Everything you've achieved and accomplished in what you're 33 years old, and it's just you've done everything right. You know what I mean? And so today we went to some ADs. I didn't create any content for that because I don't want to be disrespectful in a town that I'm not familiar with, and I certainly don't want to put an AD in a place where they're going to tell me to stop filming or I'm not allowed to film here. I just wanted to get the organic feel of how the ADs work in Nashville, and of course you're looking for, what are you looking for?
Well, a couple. You know, what am I not looking for is probably a better question, but right now I'm trying to lock down a day date 40 silver dial.
That's
228, 238, I believe is the reference.
I'll throw up a picture as well. And what are you wearing right now?
Right now I got on my Pepsi.
Awesome. You want to bring it up? Because I'm wearing my Zenith.
126710 BLRO.
Yeah, isn't that sick? You want to show them some of your watches, dude?
Oh yeah.
So
I have a little collection.
yeah, so start with whatever one you want.
Nowhere near close to this guy though.
We get way cooler though. You know what I mean? He's got some sick pieces here.
So should we start with my first one?
Yeah, dude. Wherever you
Kind
want
of go in like chronological order.
Yeah.
So this was my first piece, or first Rolex, I should say.
That's-
I was into watches when I was a kid, like fossils, like it's
Yeah.
like that was like how I would commemorate like a trip growing up. Is my parents would give me and my sister a couple $100 to go on vacation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like gift money or whatever
Right,
we wanted
right.
to spend it on. And I would usually like pick up like a fossil watch or something, you know, because it was
Yeah.
just.
That's
It
what
was,
that
was
yeah.
in the 90s, you know, so fossil was
Guess,
the thing, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
DKNY came a little bit later.
Yeah, I think I was already out of it, but when the DKNY kind of started.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fossil had a Guess watch.
Yeah.
I think even had Swatch, like a Mickey Mouse Swatch when I was like, you know.
That's where me and my little sister started, was with like, I think it was she'd be able to tell you better than me because she has a much better memory than I do, but we had Timex Snoopy watches.
Yeah.
When we were
Yeah, I
kids,
remember those.
You know.
Yeah.
Fucking super cool.
Yeah.
And now she gave me her
I
Snoopy
mean,
watch.
they're all like collectibles now, I'm sure. Probably even if they don't work, because it's
Yeah.
just like that Mickey, like, Swatch was, I guess still, I could see it in my head.
Yeah, it's cool. So what do we got here? We have a...
So yeah, this was my first piece to the Rolex I acquired.
Yeah, show it up. Yeah.
It's a Datejust 36.
Yeah, it's not going to focus too well, but
I think the reference is 126233.
All right.
Um,
And what prompted you to get that as your first Rolex? Was that something you said when you went into the AD, this is what I want? Or did you say, hey, man, can you get me a Datejust?
I didn't really know what I wanted, to be honest. Like, I had an ex that gave me a Gucci watch,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of got me back into watches a little bit.
Yeah.
And this other producer, mixer guy that's been very successful came over one day, and he had on a Datejust. And I noticed it, but I didn't really know what it was. I just knew that it was a Rolex.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool, you know. And then it like reminded me, like my grandfather,
Yeah.
my mom's dad. He was the type of guy like we go on cruises and stuff, vacations, and he would buy like full Lexus,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah,
in
yeah.
Jamaica and
Yeah.
shit like that. And you know, and he just never had the means to, you know, afford it, you know, for himself. And like, so a lot of things that I collect and or hobbies of mine are like
Right.
almost like, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool because like he was into, like he would be so fucking proud right now, you know what I mean? If he
Yeah.
was like, oh,
That's-
he's got his watch, you know what I mean?
That's
So
sick.
for me, it was like, this one was kind of an homage to my grandfather, you know, and
Yeah.
like this is what I thought was like the classic, like quintessential, like Rolex.
So it is, you know what I mean? And this is, we have the same 6.5-inch wrist, right? So we're good. And I love this piece. You know what I mean? It's just, it's an amazing.
Like that could be like a one and done even for me because that's why I got it because I didn't
Right.
know when I started getting into Rolex I was gonna just keep
So-
buying them. But like so like I was like trying to think it was like it's got the sporty element with the oyster, but also still like the classic
Right.
fluted.
Yes.
And like for me, especially when I first got into, I mean, I obviously love the stainless steel pieces,
Right.
but like when I first got into the hobby, it was like I was like I feel like my Rolex needs a little gold in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
man, that's-
like when you think
know-
of your grandpa's Rolex,
Right.
it's like the champagne dial,
Yes,
Jubilee,
yeah.
you know, like two-tone.
Okay, so before we go to the next watch, okay, obviously you were in a very successful band, right?
We did all right.
Yeah, it's KG Elephant. Was it 2 Grammy nominations and how many records sold?
A lot. I don't know.
Millions,
I mean,
though,
yeah.
right?
I mean, yeah.
So-
I know the
But-
money value more
But
than I do the
okay,
actual number
right.
of the
So
records.
my question is, and what leading up to this, we know that you've toured the world and you've had successful records and you're a successful producer in Nashville, which is, you know, you're well respected and it's fucking great and it's awesome to work with you. But my question is, when did you realize that in the music industry that you made enough money that you could actually afford to buy without worrying or stressing, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, can I afford to buy a Rolex, right?
Yeah, for me it was kind of having all my bases covered. You know, I had my house. You know, I have my house. I've got a rental property. I've got, you know, credit cards paid off.
Yeah.
For the most part. I mean,
Yeah.
I carry about like a small balance on one or two of them, but no real like credit debt. All my like major debts are paid off other than the house and like cars. You know what I mean? So I kind of had my bases covered. Already had, you know, a good chunk of money in the stock market doing that whole thing.
Yeah.
And like, so I feel like I had invested enough. Like I wasn't,
Right.
like all my bases were covered and I was good. Yeah, it was kind of like I wanted to just treat myself, you know, because like as men, we don't really get the opportunity. I mean, our jewelry options are, you know,
Yeah.
like bracelet, you know, some necklaces if that's your thing,
Yeah.
and then you know, but a watch is like, and also I just love the mechanical, like you know what I mean. It's so cool to me that like it works off itself. You know, in a sense, like, you know what I mean? Like, I love, like,
How do
that's
you
why I
do
love
this
guitars
without charging it? You don't
yeah.
have a USB cable plugged into
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And, like, I don't...
And you have to wind it, you
And
know?
I don't- yeah.
Or you can, you know what I mean?
I like
Yeah.
the manual, like, part of it, aspect of it, but then it's, like, you know, I don't really know what I'm trying to say here, but, you know, it's just cool. It's like guitars, you know, and, like, tube
Right.
amps, you know? It's, like, yeah, like, now that you can get a software plug-in and have the digital version, but, like...
Right. Yeah.
It still always sounds better through a real amp.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? And it's like, also like I've never been like a. No, if like people wear Apple, like if you wear an Apple Watch, cool.
Yeah.
But like, for me, it was like that's too like I don't even like.
It's technology on
Well,
your wrist. It's just a
I leave my
computer.
phone in do not disturb.
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah.
Because I just have so many different group texts and clients texting me for stuff or whatever,
Right.
mixed revisions and whatnot. And if I left my phone on even vibrate, it would drive me insane.
Yeah.
So like, I don't. For me personally, and I'm just speaking for myself. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to know when I get a text message on my wrist.
Right.
Or like I don't need to see like when there's a news alert on my wrist, especially when I'm down here and trying to be creative. I don't. A lot of times I'll leave my phone upstairs and just try to block all the noise out. You know.
Yeah.
What I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. I totally understand. So what's your second watch? So.
Okay, so then the next one I acquired was another Date Just, but on Jubilee,
That's so.
and it's I believe the reference on this one is 126 231, I believe.
Yeah, you would know more than I would at this point with those.
And I originally bought this piece to be like, I thought this was a little loud. I was like, so I'm gonna get this. Like, it's a little more subdued.
Oh,
And-
what?
Yeah, and then like I get it, and it's not at all.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful watch, and I love the slate. And like the cool thing about the Ever Rose is like in the sunlight, in certain sunlight settings, it can like look almost like it's all steel.
Yeah,
in certain lighting.
absolutely.
Like, yeah, like
Rose
like
gold
from over
is-
here, like that looks steel to me.
And it's really in the sense that because the rose is so warm,
Mm-hmm.
it's not in your face. Like yellow can,
Yeah,
depending on with different types of coloring in the yellow.
right.
The rose in this is so absolutely, it's stunning.
But it's
and
also
yet-
subtle.
And it's subtle,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's awesome. Let's check out your next piece then.
And then the next one I got was the 126613 LN, which is the two-tone black and gold Submariner.
You know what the funny thing is with that watch, it's like it's not something that I would buy,
Well,
but at the same time, I could look at it and really appreciate what it is, right?
see, I like what's funny is like, and I've mentioned this to you the other day, is like a lot of watches that I came to love in person when I first saw pictures of
Right.
them. I would see pictures of that online and be like, "This is the ugliest watch ever," and then I
Yeah,
saw it in person
right,
and
and
I
then-
was like, "Oh, okay, I get it."
Yeah.
And like a similar thing with the Pepsi, like I wasn't really a fan of it when I saw pictures of it online, and then like,
And then you see the bezel, right?
My one of the ads at the AD that I go to, or sales agents, I should say, he had a Pepsi, and I saw it like pop out of his like sleeve one day,
Right,
and I
right.
was like, looked down, I was like, oh, I get it now. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
It was like,
Let me see that one.
yeah,
That's your last one so far, right?
yeah. This is the last one I got.
And how long did you wait for this at the AD?
A week.
A week.
A week from the day that I thought it was gonna be like 6 months to like a year and a half, or who knows. Like I was just like, it was like a crapshoot, and I was like, yeah, if you could like hook it up a Pepsi, that'd be cool.
Exactly.
Or if somebody passes on one, I'll take it.
And
literally, yeah, a week from the day that I asked for it,
yeah,
I got the text from my AD, and he said, hey, I think I got something you want. Come in.
and the cool thing is man, after hanging out with you and getting to know you and all the cool shit you're doing, and I really appreciate, working on the song and everything, that I see how you interact with the AD, and I've told you guys a million times, it's like people can get shitty about like, yeah, it's more than just being cool. It just, no, you know what? He doesn't walk into the AD and go, oh, well, granted, his AD knows who he is, but we went into a brand new AD today that had no clue, right? We went to your first AD. I just wouldn't even bother mentioning the name, but that was yesterday.
Yeah.
And then we went to King's Jewelers, where I bought a watch, and
Sick watch. I can't wait.
yeah, and you know what, man? I don't know how to even articulate to you how cool this sales rep was. His name was Derek Williams. No, Derek.
I don't have my wallet.
Derek,
I have
I'm
his
sorry,
card. I
yeah.
have his card though.
Derek, but it's King's Jewelers. Do you remember the address?
It's in Green Hills.
Okay, Green Hills.
But I mean, there's
Nashville.
only one King's here.
Okay,
so,
one
yeah.
King's. And they've got Glashutz Original. They've got Zenith. They've got JLC.
Yeah, GP.
They got Gerard Perigo. I had not fallen in love with the Rialto until I tried one on, and you tried it on, and just was like, and of course, on top of it, you really like the Zenith, right?
Yeah, that's once I get my next like Rolex.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna venture out into the Zenith world.
Yeah, and there's okay. So we went to this new AD called Finks.
Yeah, Finks.
All right, Finks. That's the only been open 5 days, and they're an authorized Rolex dealer. There's only 2 now in Nashville. The first Rolex dealer is, they're at the Diamond Place, whatever it's called. But this one is new, and so the way I look at it is both of us are going into an AD with them not having a clue who the hell we are.
It was kind of cool that it was like we're like first visit, like you know what I mean? Like it was kind of like not a game, but it's like let's like see how it goes, and then we both had the experience together, which was cool.
Yeah,
like,
it was
brand new AD.
Yeah, and you walked in, I walked in, and the lady whoever held the door open for us was really super nice.
Yeah, she was great.
And so we were talking to this rep. His name was Mikey. Right?
Yeah.
Mikey. I don't know his last name, but Mikey, you were awesome. I appreciate you.
Thank you for taking the time to do that.
And you could tell he was legit, straight up. Didn't have any kind of arrogant, pompous aura about him. I was just remaining quiet and keeping myself to myself. And I went outside, stepped out for a minute, and then I came back in, and they were talking, and it was just a lot about music and other things and whatever. And
the guy, he actually lived a street over from my old house.
Yeah.
And him and his wife were selling it now, but like,
right.
Yeah, like so he had that, and then his parents my old house that I sold got turned into an Airbnb, and his parents had stayed there. So it was
weird,
like,
right?
It's
weird how shit works, right?
Small world, man.
So
it's small and round, as they say.
So I came in, and I went out to have a cigarette break. Obviously I smoke. I came back in. He's talking to the Mikey dude. I'm just paying attention. I'm not even talking. Right? This dude is out of all the freaking rock stars and musicians I know. I have a lot of friends that are very cool. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're all. Most of them are very cool. But dude's so chill, right? Of course, you're like, yeah, I was in this band, that KG Elephant. But the sales rep, of course, knows the band and whatever. It breaks that aspect of. It breaks barriers, and there's no, There's no like, well, can you afford it? I don't know who I'm talking to. There was no time wasting shit.
No trying to. Obviously, there's a little bit of like an interview or like getting to know each other.
Yeah,
establishing
exactly.
a
The pleasantries, whatever.
Yeah.
But then you start talking, and then what happened with the viewer?
Oh yeah, then I'm standing there, and then this guy like walks up to Tony, and he's like. Talking timepieces to Tony, I watch your channel as a fan. And I was like, what?
And that then turns into Mikey going, well, let's, right?
Yeah.
And then
he wanted to be interviewed for the channel.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That was like funny. I was like, no, that's not what I was asking you, dude. I'm good. I'm dialed in with Bindi Jewelers, as everyone knows. Juan's my rep. I'm not buying a Rolex from Nashville. Not going to happen. However, the watch I did buy today was something that Bindi doesn't carry. So
yeah, you're good,
right? And so this, my viewer, I'm so sorry, man. If you're watching this, I just can't remember your name. Elon, is it Elon?
Elon, yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I got it. Thank you so much, bro. It was so nice meeting you. I really appreciate it. Then the manager, that prompted
Jeanette.
the manager, Jeanette.
Yeah.
Do you remember her last name?
Jeanette King, I think it was.
Okay.
Or
so
Keith.
Yeah. So then Jeanette comes over, and we are all talking. Now we've got this conversation going on between us, okay? It all happens so organically in a way. Now, granted, this doesn't always happen this way, but you've got, I have a viewer, he's got what he's doing, and we're talking, but everything's happening organically, and it's not about like, dude, I want the date, I want a no-date sub, and I want an OP.
I want a Daytona.
I want a Daytona, and here's my freaking credit card. And if you can't get it for me, then fuck you. That's not how it works, right? So, having said that, let's do this, man. This video is getting long, and we got your house in there, so we're looking. So let's start with part 2. All right, we're gonna do this in 2 parts, and we'll come right back at you with the second part of this video. So I hope we're stopping at the right time. But Let's do that, all right? And we'll talk to you guys soon, all right? Peace.